reasonable.
Oh.
She thought I was saying you're reasonable too. No, I was answering your question. I don't know, whenever I come here, it's just like, oh, we're having a conversation and you seem very reasonable and we're, you know.
So your favorite thing about Canada is that I'm so reasonable?
Well, you're reasonable, Canadians are reasonable. I'm telling you that we're in a battle right now, not just of ideology, but we are, some have called, and I agree with this, we're in an epistemological crisis right now.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is we don't know what's true and what's false anymore. And a lot of that has to do with those phones and social media and the internet. And this is not just about Russian bots and all this. It is, it used to be that we had a few sources of information, and that established some common basis of fact. Now, it was exclusionary, oftentimes some voices weren't heard, so there were all kinds of problems with 3 TV stations or a few newspapers who were determining all opinions. But it at least had the advantage that everybody had a common story, a common set of facts from which to then have debates. And now everything is true, because you can find some cockamamie theory of everything on the internet. You just tap in, see, I told you, moon is made of cheese. And there's a million people who believe that.
This is not rapid fire anymore.
No, but I decided I was gonna go this way. I kind of overrode you a little bit, because I want to praise the fact that although there are political divisions in Canada, this is still a society and a polity where you can have a reasoned argument and facts still matter, and that is something that you should preserve and cherish. That's the point I want.
Mic drop.
That's where Canada's a great example. Go ahead.
Love
I'll be
it.
more
Okay,
rapid
next.
next time.
Okay, we're going
Next.
to be really rapid. Although the questions are kind of hard, so this is going to really test your talent. What was the lesson that took you the longest to learn? This is from Oprah Winfrey. It's my favorite question she asks people, and so I wanted to ask you. The lesson that took you the longest to learn.
Well, I'll give one clear example, because this was on my mind. I was just with Michelle. We were traveling and spent Christmas holiday. It took me a really long. I figured out early that I should listen to my partner and not just talk. No, that wasn't the hard part, right? I mean, I kind of came naturally. I'm actually a pretty empathetic person. I like listening to people. It took me a long time to figure out that after listening, I should not try to solve her problem. But I should just say, yeah, I see why that would be upsetting, and that makes sense. And, I get it. Rather than, well, if this is really upsetting you, why don't you try this? And wrong thing to do. So those of you who have partners who are younger, listen, and then just listen some more. Rather than, well, honey, why is that upsetting you? We can do this and we can do that.
Our generation calls it holding space.
Okay.
We hold space. While someone's talking, we hold space. Don't tell them how to solve it. Just stand and hold
All
space.
right,
And
so that was a lesson
holding
that I
space.
learned.
President
It took me a
Obama's
long time to
holding
learn that.
space.
Because I naturally kind of want to, you don't feel good? Well, let me solve this.
This is so my favorite question I'm going to ask you right now, and that is, if you could become any woman in history, alive or passed on, who would you become?
This one stumps me. Because I don't, Not just because of the gender aspect of it, but just because I generally don't project myself. Look, I don't project myself into, I don't fantasize, man, I wish I could have been, you know, Michael Jordan. It would have been fun to dunk like that, but I don't have hops, so let me not spend a lot of time on that. But you know, what I would do is, if I had a day
Yes.
to spend in the shoes of, see through the eyes of a mother in the many countries around the world where the dangers of your child getting sick, not having enough to eat, not getting an education, the desperation of feeling both the love but also the powerlessness of giving your child what you know they need. I think those of us who, as parents who are in comfortable places, sometimes find it hard to just understand and appreciate what that's like. And I think that if we did, our willingness to make more considered judgments about things like foreign aid or immigration policy or how we operate around the world, I think it'd be a powerful thing. So
I love that answer. I love that.
You thought I was going to say like Joan of Arc or something.
I did. I really didn't know, but you somehow Obama'd that and made it the best.
I thought I was pretty smooth on that.
This is why I'm wearing. You are smooth. This is why I'm wearing you on my ears. I'm wearing my Obama earrings because, like, you just drop it down, mic drop every time. Okay, last question. 54 seconds. What's your favorite song of the moment? Of the moment, hot right now. Favorite song.
Favorite song right now? Well, I just put on my list. That young lady who I just met.
Jessie Reyez?
Jessie Reyez. That was a nice song that she was singing.
Jessie Reyez.
She seemed very impressive. And she was talking about Daniel Caesar. And that's been going in my house a lot lately. That's Michelle's favorite. And so my favorite song are basically the songs that Michelle decides to play. But I mentioned she was, Canadians are doing all right now with the music.
She's going to the Grammys. It's Grammy week this week, and Jessie's going, our Toronto girl.
So shout out to the Canadian music scene. Way to go.
I love it. Well, that's it. That's our time.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. And let me just say that, the nature of the questions here at this economic club session were unique, and that is a good sign because I do want to affirm something that we talked about backstage, which is that I am a believer that economics matter. I'm a believer that people's material well-being does have an impact on their lives. But I also believe that we can run a productive, innovative, market-based economy that is better aligned with the values that are best in us. And it's going to require us to ask those questions of ourselves going forward. And you're helping to do that. So congratulations. Another example of Canadian reasonableness. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless. Thank you.